just I cut my cells. I actually placed the trade last night because I saw this. I was actually waiting for the close of the daily candlestick. I was actually waiting for the close of the daily candlestick that I was able to cut this cells from here, and we cut our cells from here, and now I'm maximizing my profit to the downside. So you can see I'm in profit. So that is it. An update. I actually analyzed again, and I saw that the market might not be able to reach this possibility of my TP. So I'm actually going to move my TP from here to this level. So if I'm not able to close the market manually, I will just set my TP to that the market to close automatically, because I like closing I sometimes close my TP manually, and I sometimes allow them to hit TP. That is, if I'm not busy, I will just set TP and allow them to hit, or if I'm not too busy, then I can close my profit manually. So this is what we have on Boom 1000. Now, how did I cut this sell? It was very easy. We had an overview, we had an analysis from the daily time frame. We had an analysis of the daily time frame. We saw that we're in an uptrend, and this was like a correction. The market was making corrections here. So we saw this trend that the market was in, and we saw this channel. Market had the first touch here, a second touch here, and this was possibly a third touch here that we had here. So, and the market also has another touch here, and has this second touch here and the third touch here. So now, at this third touch here, we saw that the market was it was in a bit of a range. The market actually went up and came down and started building in a flag structure. So I took many buys based on it was a flag structure, but I was still waiting for sales based on my the possibility of the markets to move to the downside was more higher than the possibility for the market to move to the upside. So I was still waiting on for sale. So the market was ranging in a flag. I will show you when we went to the 4 hour time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. So yes, you can see it. Market was in a flag. It was ranging. It was going to the upside, going to the downside, going to the upside, going to the downside, going to the upside, going to the downside, going to the upside, until it broke. So we are familiar with this. We are familiar with this channel, with this chart pattern. We're familiar with this chart pattern. So that was what happened. So how did I cut this buy now from here? You can see I cut my buys around here. I cut my buys around here and I put my stop loss here. So how did I cut my buys around here and I put my stop loss here? Well, it was at the daily time frame when I saw that when I saw this candle, that was around 11 it was around 11:50. So I saw this candle, so I waited for the candle to close. Around 12:05. So I waited for the candle to close, and the candle closed, and so I checked the market around 12:05, and I saw that the market, because I was having a possibility that the market was going to create a supply zone for sale, and the market actually did it. Now, before that, I saw that in the 4 hour time frame, we had made a chart pattern. First top, second top, market coming down. So to break the neckline, market went, gave a retest, and now we're expecting market to move now to a downside in this direction. So this is a double top at the first top and the second top, and then we had these cells, and we took these cells. We took these cells with this. So this was the pattern strategy I used. So if you watch my video, my last video I did this, I talked about the strategy I used, and this is the pattern strategy, where we had something, a flag like this, and this was a double top. So we had a wedge consolidating, and I knew that at the break of this place we took our sales here. So when market actually broke, from the had something like a retest called retest. So that was it. Now after seeing that when double top, so I was skeptical. Where should I? Because I was looking for an entry since I've already seen that the overall trend. Since I've seen that the overall trend was the downside. Now I was looking for an entry because I can't just end. I need to wait for a pullback correction. So in order to see a pullback, I want to get higher time frame, and that is why I saw this. I saw this. That is why I saw this pin bar and this bullish engulfing. So I saw this pin bar and this bullish engulfing. This pin bar and this bearish engulfing. Sorry, in doji and this bearish engulfing. So when I saw this in doji candlestick and this bearish candle, and if you can look at it, it's actually a bearish engulfing. It's actually a bearish engulfing. So this is a candlestick pattern for supply. This is candlestick pattern for the supply zone. So this is actually candlestick pattern for the supply zone. From the week, we create the zone by putting the week from by putting find the zone by putting a triangle from the week to the body of the engulfing. That is the candle that was engulfed. So that's how we create the zone. Now this is our zone, this is our supply zone. Our supply zone, we are seeing that markets in our supply zone, I can say for example now instant time, we had this kind of supply zone like this now. We had a supply zone here. Here we are seeing that if market should come back, this is a demand zone. This is a demand zone. Demand zone is we are looking for buy. Supply zone we are looking for sell. For demand zone, if I think the price should come back, price is going to go up bullish. It's going to go up bullish. And for a supply zone, we are saying the opposite. Since supply is for sale, we are saying that if market should come to this supply zone, if market should come to this supply zone that I have used before, I think that the market is going to go down, which is sells the downside. So this was what actually happened. So the market created this supply zone, and after the close of that distance, that's why I was waiting for the close of the daily, so I can be able to put in the see that market had already made this because it was, and if you look at it, price actually did it in the past year. It actually did it in the past year. Okay, now look at on that supply zone here. From the week, we take it now to the candle that was being engulfed. This is the engulfing candle, the candle that was being engulfed. Now market come now and enter the zone now with this week. It entered the zone now with this week. This in doji, and you can see market push down. Now market created another one again for us here. Which was it? You can see that market entered. When market created it, entered now with this week now. So how could I see that? So I went to the lower time frame so that I was able to take my entries. I went to the lower time frame. So I went to this time the 4-hour time frame. From the daily, I stepped down one time frame to the 4-hour time frame, and I saw that in my zone, market had this engulfing. So yes, you can see a supply zone inside the supply zone and demand zone inside the demand zone. So that is the rule of supply and demand zone. So I will talk a little about in my next video. So I saw this supply zone, and when I saw this supply zone, I knew that market, and this is one of the rules of supply zone. I'm not going to talk about the rules of supply in this video, but I just want to say the rule that if I'm going to talk about in my next video. This is just the rule of supply and demand zone, and I use it for supply and demand zones. So this was actually one of the rules that you can see that's happening here. Let me tell you how this rule is. If a demand zone correlates with support and resistance, that demand zone becomes strong for reversal. Yes, this is a reversal. We see this as a pullback, but in lower time frame, we are seeing this as a reversal. So some demand zone can just hold and push price down, then come back and break it. So that is just pull back. But this now we see it as a reversal based on price pull back to this and reverse. So this shows that when the demand zone is correlating with support, so when the demand or supply zone is correlating with support or resistance, that demand zone becomes becomes stronger. So that's it. So this is my bearish engulfing. So I was now looking for support because I wanted to use it. Because if price is going to be able to reverse there, I need that demand zone to be strong. I need that demand zone to. I don't want that situation where price now will reject it now with a candle. Then we'll now use this bearish. This bearish. You can see this bearish engulfing. This is a demand zone now for buy. I don't want the one price now will reject it now, come back to this bearish now, and it now no, it will invalidate the whole sell setup. So invalidate the whole. So I was looking for support, and when we draw, we extended our zone to this side. We saw this support. So we saw this support. So that support. You can see this. So when we draw onto that side, we saw that support. So it's very beautiful support. So also that support, we took our this thing. We took our this thing. I wanted to take it actually with the pending order, but I saw that I waited for market to enter this zone. I waited for market to enter this zone before I took my entry, and I put my stop loss here, being that is the rule other rule of supply and demand. If market should come and cross this demand zone tend to be invalidated. It becomes invalidated. Then if market crossed it, then if market should go down and come back again, it will not be able to hold price. It's just signaling for buys. You get. So when I knew that, I just put my stop loss above the supply zone, because yes, we can you will not actually put it inside because price now might come and touch the tip of the supply zone here, just like this place now. We touch it and give a double top structure, then go down to the downside. So that's it. So now, so took my sales all the way from over there. Took my sales now from there. Another thing that I see added that Confluences was the dynamic trend line I was using. The dynamic trend lines are are moving average. I call them dynamic trend line based on their move. Yes, the move, like we can see this now. Dynamic trend line where price used here, used as support for buys. Now price cross that now from our buy area to our sell area now, and now we used. So I actually use this as Confluences too. You can see now price used it, and price was a bit over it almost used it, but I have rules where I use this dynamic resistance, so I was able to take my sales now from there now. Now I'm maximizing my profit now to this downside now. Now if you look, okay, we created the double top. This is the first top, second top. Now where should I look? I need this thing, an entry level, a place where I can be able to take my sorry, a place where I can be able to close my profit. So I knew that from our first top, second top, this is like a retest. Market should be going down to this zone. Market should be going down to this zone because I see this as a retest of, let me say, a support zone. Support zone there, so I'm seeing it as a retest now. Now, and another thing I see that market has crossed this. Remember, rules of the my rules of demand and supply zone now. Market has crossed this. So, market has crossed this now. Can we see this? Can we see this? This is our demand zone, which actually this is from the the candle that's being engulfed to the week. So that market now it crosses this zone now with this week. Cross it now with this week. Signaling that price is going to buy now. Yes, price is going to go to the upside now. Price is going to the upside, and we have a supply level here. We have a supply level here, which price can be able to which price can be able to come to then give us our sales. So this thing, which price can we come to and give us our sales. And this one we like to take my take profit from them because I'm seeing that we had this support zone, this support level. I'm seeing that we had this support level this support level over here, and under that support zone, support level, I saw this demand zone. I saw this demand zone while we're using as TP. So that is where I'll be using to take my TP. That is what I'll be using to take my TP. So that's all. This is a beautiful trade. Allowing profits to run. So that's how I took this trade now, and I'm running on profits. So I actually saw, so that was it. I'm running on profits. So this was actually yesterday trade. So this was yesterday trade. I also have other setups. In crash. Okay. Seems as crash 1000 did not meet up with my confirmation. It didn't meet up with my confirmation, but I see that it's still in my zone area, but it didn't meet with my confirmation for selling. So I'm still going to check it later, but it didn't meet my confirmation. Since it's still in the supply zone. That is a supply zone I marked out here. Yes, it's in the supply. This place actually. There's a supply zone there. It's in the supply zone. So actually marked out. So that is it, guys. Signing out.